The day has come, we are hauling out Thalia here in Luperon. Besides the inspection when we purchased the boat, we have only hauled out once for a repair in Florida, and we also beached our boat once for a similar repair in North Carolina. This will be different than either of those methods because they're going to use a trailer to haul her out here instead of a lift. We are back at the marina. Haul out attempt 2.
Week 2.
Alexi's on his way to come get us to take us over to Thalia.
You put her right in this haul out slip while it's nice and calm.
Yep.
There shouldn't be any problems.
But then she probably won't actually get hauled out till this afternoon. So right now we're just moving her over here because the wind picks up a lot.
Yeah, and like the afternoons and evenings.
So we're gonna move her over, but then they don't want to get her out until high tide.
Yeah, which is fine.
We told them that our draft, you probably don't need to worry about it, but. It's our ride. Good morning.
Part 2.
Part 2. Take 2.
Take 2. 2. Come on in.
Can you lock the motor?
First things first, we are moving our boat over to the slip early in the morning so that we can avoid dealing with the afternoon wind that comes through here every day. We got the engine running, prepped our lines, and tied up our fenders. We are going to be tying up to a concrete wall, so we definitely want to have our fenders out. We're gonna have to wait until we're like halfway to turn though. Yep, just don't turn yet. Going to the haul out. Thank you. Just a few more seconds and then we're gonna start turning. Okay, I'd say you can start turning now. I'll keep an eye on it from the back though. You're gonna have to do kind of a hard turn because there's mooring balls. Just slow, nice and slow. All right, so then it's just this blue one here. Extra thank you to Alexi Marie for getting up early to help us prep for the haul out and to catch our lines. Yep. I'm going to the back one. Okay, well, first part done.
Easy.
We're over here.
Easy peasy.
We couldn't get these ropes untangled, but we were trying to get off the mooring ball, so we just tied them to this fender. I think it's hard, the eye is underneath the actual buoy instead of on top of it, which makes it really hard to get to.
Now it's gonna be a fun part with all the algae.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of gross. There's clams and mussels and all sorts of those sea creatures.
It's a floating reef.
Coral.
We're freeing them.
Yeah, after doing this, I'm I don't know if it was worth it.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't that bad.
No, not bad.
Well, for me at least. You did it, Patrick.
We did it!
And we're just floating. Should I start the motor now?
I don't know. Nice, let's just paddle back.
Excited?
Yeah, it'll be nice to be out and ready to be worked on. And I can stop having to think about getting hauled out.
How do you feel about what they're gonna do to get it out? Kind of strange, huh?
I honestly feel fine that they'll be able to just get under it, lift it up, and get out. Our boat is built super strong, so I know people trail these things all over the place. So I think we'll be all right.
This is wild.
Yeah, it is a little wild. But I believe.
They prepped the trailer with 2 large logs to accommodate our hauls, since this trailer is typically used to haul out mono hauls. Our boat, the Prout Snow Goose, was made to be beached. This is because it is a British boat and the tides are really large over there. She even has metal boots on the keel to help protect the hulls. This was really interesting to watch, but I'm not gonna lie, this did take a few hours and I got a pretty bad sunburn from standing in the yard. Everyone says that they do a good job, but it does take a whole afternoon to haul out here. I'm grateful that they took their time. They had to readjust it a few times, and they had people in the water checking to see how she was sitting and readjusting her as needed. It felt pretty good to see her out of the water. Can you believe the growth on her after just a few weeks in the bay here?
Okay, Thalia is officially on the hard for the season. Feels a little surreal, honestly, to decide to be off the boat for months at a time. But we do have lots of projects to get done, and we have a lot of things that I think we could make improvements on that'll make next season even better. Just kind of like trying to spin the positives. I was just kind of like walking around, giving the boat a really good look. It looks like these steel or lead like keels. I'm gonna have to figure out how these are actually put on. Because, yeah, and this stuff didn't really stick. And then on the other side here, it looks like maybe the metal got a little bent. Maybe from hauling out the way that it was sitting on the trailer. Maybe something else. Maybe it was just separating. You can kind of see up here. I feel like I actually almost recall this being the case previously as well. But I'm gonna have to kind of figure that out. Figure out how that goes back on. Like, it's clearly screwed into the bottom here. Yeah, it must have been just the way it touched the trailer, I guess. Because otherwise this screw wouldn't be so bent.
Happy dog. Mini dog. That's a mini dog. Yeah. He's smiling.
Some oil leaked out of our drive leg because we bought these stainless steel hose clamps. The bolt, the screw in here isn't stainless steel. It totally rusted. And then the hose clamp piece just eventually, broke away because of the rust. But it's just like, why would you sell a stainless steel hose clamp with like a screw that's just gonna rust? That seems so wild to me.
When we got to the Dominican Republic, I decided I really wanted to focus on cleaning up my diet and figuring out what made me sick, because I've been having stomach issues for years at this point, but we've been traveling so much that I literally just had to put it on the back burner and just have stomach issues as we traveled, and couldn't take the time to figure out what was going on and what foods make me sick and don't make me sick. I felt sick always. So I started doing an elimination diet, and I'm not gonna lie, I literally ate plain chicken, rice, white rice, and potatoes for
for 6 weeks straight. That was it. And now I'm feeling great, and I've been able to reintroduce other foods, like I've gotten some vegetables now, which is great. So unfortunately, I think my biggest issue is gluten, and I think I'm gluten intolerant, and that's a really big bummer. Because I would say my favorite food's probably bread, to be honest, but excuse me, I've been sick. That's why I sound all stuffed up. So we have really been focusing on our health and getting more active and eating really whole foods. Some of that does have to do with our fertility and trying to increase our fertility. And I don't even know if we'll have shared that we're trying to have kids whenever this goes up. We have been having issues conceiving, and I had an early miscarriage, and there's a second line. Oh my God. I've never seen a second line, not even faint. Started bleeding heavy, so it seems like a loss. I don't know who to talk to, and I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything. I'm just sad. Sorry, I need a second. Editing this video, I kind of realized that I mentioned that we had a very early miscarriage, and then I just kind of stopped talking and turned off the camera. Maybe I wasn't quite ready to talk about that, but I just wanted to say that we're doing okay. Some time has passed. It's a hard time, but we are doing okay. Thank you to everybody who reached out and was supportive and loving and shared their stories with us during that time. We really appreciate you, and now we can get back to the vlog.
Okay, at the boatyard. Once again, we can start looking at some stuff. Hot place to do boat work, let me tell you. Oh, it's actually much cooler inside the boat, which is kind of crazy because of the insulation. Look at this. I gotta polish this guy. It's getting all patinaed. Our shiny gold lamp getting patinaed. Ain't that just the way? Okay, I need a tape measure and some sandpaper for what we're gonna try to do first. Which I need to take a couple measurements for the sail because the guy was like, that can't be right. And it's like, I feel like it has to be right because I measured it, you know? Okay, and sandpaper would be somewhere in here. Yikes. What is it? Drats. Okay, stuff's coming out. My least favorite activity. See, this is where I'd like to build a shelf. Kind of like glass it in some, but glass it to the sides. Just kind of help with this situation as a whole. That's what I was looking for. I've been frustrated with our Staysail. It is supposed to be self-tacking, but that is never the case. We use it less often because of this. Okay, so we're gonna try to sand this just a little bit here. And see if we can make this a little easier to roll across. Otherwise, I guess measuring for a new cart might be also kind of nice. Because it does look like the rigging is set up here to pull it either way. And we might need to install some more blocks on this boat. Because it'd be nice to be able to use this, but move it from the cockpit. We prefer to stay inside the cockpit while underway, unless something comes up that we need to deal with in the moment. I'm hoping to figure out another track system or car, or a way to move the lines back to the cockpit to control it from there. That does seem to slide a little nicer. The problem is like if there's any forward force on it, it does not slide. Maybe we just need more sanding. Yeah, I don't know. I sanded this middle part. It works a little better, but not like what you'd want it to, I feel like. And that's kind of the problem. I don't want it to slide easy. So maybe we just try to look for a new cart. Let's go get some measurements on this guy.
Being able to still spend so much time on the water, even if we're not on our boat right now, has been amazing. We are really lucky to be in a spot where the beach isn't full of seaweed. I've seen a lot of other folks talking about how bad the sargassum is this year in other spots in the DR.
All right, guys, we're going into the abandoned building. That's...
They say ghosts haunted this beach with Christopher Columbus's wooden ships. Fatality is imminent.
I think this is just an abandoned resort. Oh, the copper is gone?
I'm walking down to the beach. It's about, I don't know, almost a mile there and then back. I feel like this is the least stressed I've been in I don't know how long, probably years, honestly, getting here and getting the boat out and just having like a second to recover. Overall, like I think that emotionally, like spirits have been really high being in the Dominican Republic. I'm really enjoying it. We've been taking Spanish lessons, which I've always wanted to learn Spanish, but just haven't had the opportunity. So I think that's been really good for us. We're still super new to it. We're in the boatyard today. Thalia is very disheveled. Everything's out. One of our biggest goals is now that we've been living on the boat for over a year, we really want to go through everything and be like, okay, we never, ever, ever use this and we never will. So let's get it off the boat because we just have too much stuff and it's overwhelming. So we just need to get rid of things. So that's going to be a really big goal before we splash again, is to just get rid of things that have accumulated that we do not need.
We have so much to do still, but at least we got new sails ordered. We finally ordered them. I just gotta send a wire to Thailand to make it happen. But yeah, new mainsail, a spinnaker. Super excited about that. We gotta come here like really early one day before the wind picks up at all so that we can take our sails down. At least our head sail and staysail so that then I can work on the furlers. But yeah, gosh, we just have so much to do here. But I do think getting a lot of like the stuff off the boat is gonna be nice.
I think that we're not alone in boat life and like ending up with too much stuff on the boat, ending up with like a storage room instead of a cabin anymore, and we're tired of that. So it's just like, I want the boat back. I want less things. I think this is gonna be good. It's gonna be a lot of work and it's gonna be so hot. I have some maybe unfortunate news to share with you today. It kind of dawned on us that we're gonna be here for a few months. Our boat's in the yard, we're working on it. And I don't wanna make a bunch of boatyard videos. We will do a couple, you know, but I don't want to do like months of content worth of just being in the boatyard. So for the time being, we have decided to pause our Patreon payments and just kind of take a step back and focus on ourselves and focus on fixing up the boat for next season
And we will be making vlogs when we have the content and it feels like the right time to share what's going on with the boat and just kind of like combine hopefully a longer distance of time into some vlogs. So we are not going to be posting regularly currently. We're not going to stop YouTube or stop filming, and like, you know, we plan to get back to our regular posting for this next season once we're back on the water. But yeah, during the boatyard, we just decided I don't want to be posting boatyard content that often. I don't think, like, it's good to post. I think boatyard content is important, but I don't think anybody wants like months worth of boatyard content. I am sorry that we will not be posting regularly for a while. We are going to continue posting when we can, and we're going to get back into a regular groove of things once we're back in the water. So thank you for bearing with us. I will try to post as often as we can and when we have the content. And I just want to say that we appreciate you all so much and how much you've supported us in getting here. And we just need to recoup a little bit.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and leave us a comment. Also subscribe so you don't miss out on our future adventures.